Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining me today on the Fool's Journey Tarot. You are watching a general love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for this last week of October and into the first part of November. So Sagittarius, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're enjoying this last portion of 2020 as best that you can. The cat's over here making noise with his toy, so I apologize for the external noise. I want to remind my viewers that this is a general reading, and that means, of course, it can't apply to any kind of relationship, situation, or circumstance that you might be dealing with. Be flexible with the energy. You can be represented by any of the characters that may show up in the cards, regardless of gender. You may feel like I'm reading for you. You might feel like you're cross-watching for somebody that you're dealing with instead. Parts of the reading may resonate for you, while other parts may not. My hope is that you enjoy the reading. I hope, of course, that it resonates for you, but more than anything else, Sagittarius, I hope that you feel like this reading is worth your while and that you got something out of it. I hope it has a positive impact in your life. That's my intention, Sagittarius. So I'm going to give this deck one or two more shuffles and we'll get started. If you're brand new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. There is some more specific information in the description box below if you want to take a look there. And I just want to say a big thank you to all my return viewers, those of you supporting my channel. I really appreciate it a lot. So thank you. Let's get going and see what we've got for Sagittarius. Here we go. We're going to start with the Seven of Swords. Why not? Let's get right into it, right, Sagittarius? Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Two of Cups in reverse. Ten of Cups. Queen of Wands in reverse. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Six of Wands in reverse. And then we have the Chariot in reverse. So we do have a Queen of Wands in reverse on the table so far. This could be your energy, Sagittarius, or somebody that you're dealing with. The Queen of Wands in reverse is typically somebody who may have a hard time hearing other people out, for example, or seeing another perspective, or accepting another opinion, seeing things a different way. This is somebody who has high standards for other people and those around her, but doesn't necessarily abide by those same standards for herself. In other words, do what I say, not what I do type of individual. The Queen of Wands in reverse could be somebody who's dealing with some envy or jealousy. Again, this is somebody who can be very difficult to get along with. This could also just indicate somebody who knows how she wants something done. She could be somebody who's got a very strong personality and say, look, you know what? I know how it's done. It's got to be done this way. There's some frustration surrounding this person with the Seven of Pentacles out here in reverse. I feel like it does center around a specific relationship or connection. Possibly there's been some deceit, or some wrongdoings, or some shady behavior, someone trying to get away with something. Could possibly be tied to a situation surrounding money or finances, or a workplace situation with the Nine of Pentacles out here in reverse. Let's get some more cards out here and see what else we get for Sagittarius. We have the Four of Swords. And the Chariot, this time in the upright position. Six of Swords in reverse. Four of Wands in reverse. Death is clarifying this Queen. Queen of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. There's Sylvester. And then we have a Queen of Cups in reverse. Sylvester would typically make his way to this windowsill over here, but it's cold and I don't have the window open. So he's going to try to get into my lap. And that's not going to work. Sylvester, I know what your plan is. It's not going to work. So maybe make your way to the floor instead. Make your way to the floor. We'll visit later on the lap. There we go. Okay. I want to squash those intentions before he gets too far because he's hard to say no to. Those big eyes. Because he's so damn cute. I mean, how do you say a no to a face like that? You just can't. It's hard. Okay, so Sagittarius, we have a Queen of Pentacles on the table. I do feel like this is somebody different. This Queen of Wands, the frustration surrounds this Queen of Pentacles individual. And there's an ending here too, possibly a transformation or a new beginning with this Death card out here. Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's typically that maternal type energy, somebody who's very compassionate, loyal, puts others first, somebody who's hardworking, dependable, somebody you absolutely can count on. This is the perfect partner, the best friend, the neighbor down the street who can help you out any time of the day. Very positive influence, very grounded energy. So with this Death card with the Two of Cups in reverse, this could be a relationship that it has ended. It may have had to do with something from the past where somebody treated the other person wrongly, or maybe the Seven of Swords is tied to both energies. I'm inclined to attach it to the Queen of Wands in reverse versus the Queen of Pentacles in the upright position. But if it's something that happened in the past, it's possibly tied to both people. This Queen of Cups in reverse, I think, is attached to one or both of the energies of these queens. So I'm going to hold off on that card here. We'll get some more information out with this third deck. Let's see what else we come up with. We have the Queen of Swords now. And the Knight of Cups in reverse. Six of Pentacles in reverse. The King of Pentacles in reverse. Three of Cups, clarifying the Queen of Wands. Justice in reverse. King of Cups in reverse. And then we have the Devil. So this is more than a two-person reading. for sure. There's at least 3 people here. I think this King of Pentacles is somebody different. There's a group dynamic within this reading, indication of multiple people involved in the situation. So this could be a situation amongst friends, colleagues or co-workers, family unit. I'll be honest. And then I have a King and a Queen of Cups over here, both in reverse, with the Devil. So there's a connection here. That's failed. Something that's not going. It's come to a complete stop, and there's hard feelings on both sides. This may have been a toxic relationship, this King and Queen of Cups. And I'm not sure who I'm looking at right now. I'm going to apply these energies after I get some more information. But this King and Queen of Cups, they're a done deal. And I think that there's some kind of indication, especially with the Devil here, that this was a toxic connection, or moving forward with this connection would not have been healthy, or the right thing to do for these people. But there was definitely some connection. It feels like it was probably an intimate connection, a love connection, at least at one time. But I think the brakes have been put on. I don't think this relationship's going anywhere. These two might still be connected, but there's somewhat of an understanding that it's over. And I don't know if the words have been spoken yet, but both sides feel it as far as the emotions are concerned. And it's no secret either. It's like, if these two are still together, this King and Queen of Cups, and let's say they go to a dinner party, or a gathering with some friends, or whatever the case may be, it is obvious that this relationship is over, even if they're still physically together. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the energy that's coming off of both of these people. There's hurt feelings. There might be some resentment festering between these two, some unresolved issues, and it just feels like this relationship has just come to a complete stop. At this point in time, it's toxic for both parties. I'm having a hard time wanting to commit these energies to these out here. So this King of Pentacles, I think, is probably this King of Cups also. Could be a separate person, but right now I'm inclined to think this is the same person. This King of Pentacles, King of Cups. And then this Queen of Cups, I think, is probably this Queen of Wands. And I'm saying that, I'm being honest right now. If I'm being honest right now, I'm saying it mostly due to the reversals in the shadow energy that's coming off of them. Because this Queen of Pentacles doesn't feel like she's tied in with this situation over here. This feels like a separate person to me. So without, we've got the Three of Cups out here. Obviously, this has been coming up a lot lately. It just is a fact. It just happens, But this obviously could be a third-party situation, possibly. And when I say third party, it doesn't necessarily need to be romantic connections breaking apart because of infidelity or actual physical cheating, that kind of thing. It could be someone who's sticking their nose in somebody else's business where it doesn't belong, or manipulating a situation, causing some kind of interference within a connection. That might be how this Queen of Wands is feeling, that some kind of third-party situation might have caused this ending for her and this king. If she is the Queen of Cups, and I'm, more and more kind of figuring that she probably is tied to that energy. So there's something about she might be blaming this Queen of Pentacles for some reason with regard to this ending. Because I think with this Three of Cups showing up on her energy, I feel like she's saying to herself, this breakup or the ending of this particular relationship is somebody else's fault. It's not mine. And she could be laying blame on this Queen of Pentacles, or looking at her for some answers, or feeling like she had some kind of influence in the situation. I get the feeling like this king and queen are still together, or still connected to each other. If this is not an intimate relationship, this might still be a partnership where the love is just gone. These two are going through the motions. There's still this facade of this connection being played out, even though the energy isn't being put forth into the connection. I do get the feeling too, like with this Three of Cups out here, this Ten of Cups out here, let's say that the group of energies that are out here are a tightly knit family or a tightly knit group of friends, social circle, for example. Think of the show Friends, right? Most of you are probably at least familiar with the show Friends, where there's the 6 friends, the three women and the 3 men, and they either are roommates or live close together, but they're all friends. Some of them are romantically connected, others aren't. But the point of the matter, even though there's breakups and there's their usual day-to-day drama, this group of 6 friends are still tightly connected. There's still this bond and expectation that they're all there for one another. I'm getting that vibe off of this reading, but the disconnect between this king and queen is not being publicly recognized or acknowledged, because I feel like it's kind of obvious that these two have kind of lost the love, but they're just going through the motions, and it's because they're tied to this group of people or family members or friends. If they were to actually disconnect this relationship and admit that maybe they don't feel comfortable being around each other anymore, there's this toxic energy, it's not healthy, one or the other needs to get away, separate themselves from the situation. But that would also mean walking away from this other thing they've become accustomed to. Walking away or losing this one connection would transform or end what this Queen of Wands currently has. This group of friends, a social circle, this family unit. This relationship, the breakup of this relationship, is causing a significant imbalance in the bigger picture. So this Queen of Swords up here has me really perplexed. She might be tied to the Queen of Pentacles, and that might be why there's this frustration. I feel some resentment coming from this Queen of Wands towards this Queen of Pentacles, even though technically there really wouldn't be any reason to feel resentment towards someone like this, because this person is not throwing any shade. This person's not trying to hurt or harm this Queen of Wands in any way. She's a very loyal and compassionate and loving individual. But she might also be one of those types who, you know, she doesn't mince words. She doesn't pussyfoot around with the truth. She's very blunt. She's very straightforward. She's very intelligent. She's going to tell it like it is. This Queen of Pentacles might be tied to this Seven of Swords. And by that I mean, I almost feel like, well, I'm going to get some more cards. I need to get some more cards out here. Because there is a, you know, I said before the story was confusing and I was having trouble with it. There's a big ass long story going on in my head right now, Sagittarius, I can tell you. You know, I've got Friends episodes going on in my head. I've got all kinds of crap going on in my head right now. Before I was totally confused. Now I've got almost too much going on in my head. Now I need more cards to narrow things down a little bit, to trim it down just a touch, because I got a lot going on. Okay, so let's see what else we get. We have the Ace of Swords. There she is, telling the truth, but she hasn't done it yet. I think she's thinking about it. This Queen of Pentacles. She might be ready to call somebody out and say, look, you two are miserable. Why the hell are you still together? What the hell is going on? She hasn't done it yet. She's sleeping on it. I have a feeling this Queen of Pentacles is the type of person who might have problems with ignoring the obvious, especially when it's harmful, especially if it's toxic. I think she would have a hard time addressing the snake in the room, the devil in the room. If it's, you know what I mean? The Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, if she's these two people, this is somebody who is concerned about people's well-being, but also not willing to, again, skirt around the issue, mince her words, pussyfoot around. She's going to get down to the bottom of things. That's what she's good at. So she might see that there's this toxic energy between these two, this King and Queen of Cups, this Queen of Wands. And maybe it's affecting the group. Maybe it's causing some problems within the group dynamic. And this Queen of Pentacles is like, I'll say something. I don't mind. I'll talk about it. I'm not afraid. The Queen of Swords is not afraid of telling the truth. So that could be what the Seven of Swords is representing, is this lack of acknowledging the true state of this relationship between this King and Queen of Cups. We have the Two of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Strength. King of Swords in reverse. Five of Swords in reverse. Queen of Cups came out again, in reverse again. And then we have the High Priestess in reverse. Okay, so with the Four of Wands coming out here, there could be something else tied. The Four of Wands can indicate a long-standing goal or something that you're building or creating. Typically involves other people, at least one other person. Could represent a home, a marriage, a family. It could represent just about anything, but it's something that you are really working for. You put a lot of energy, heart, and soul into this Four of Wands, and the fact that it's reversed, to me, may indicate that the actual connections or the relationships within this group of people are weakening this whatever this is for this group of people, whatever it is they're building or working on together. The relationships are a significant piece to the strength of whatever this is that, again, could be a long-term goal, could be a family, could be building a community, business. But this isn't just a situation where this particular relationship between this Queen and King of Cups, it's not just a situation where it's affecting them, where it's like, you know what, this is our business. We'll be miserable together if we feel like it. You know, everybody else can just keep their noses out of it. But unfortunately, this connection is affecting a group dynamic. But if this connection ends, or if there's some parting of ways, whatever that looks like, then that also ends or weakens or transforms or changes that group dynamic. Because one or both of these parties has to go. They can't continue moving forward together. Because moving forward together would be a very toxic situation. And so there is this, with this Queen of Swords up here in this set of cards, with the Chariot up here, you know, how do we move things forward properly? Well, we have to address this disconnect, the emotional piece of the puzzle that's not going well, because it's going to weaken the bigger picture. It's going to delay the outcome. It's going to alter, you know, how it looks, who's invested in what, who's working on what. I mean, you know, any number of things. I could sit here and list things forever, I suppose. But the fact that this relationship is not being talked about, and the obvious outcome of the relationship, which is these two are not at all committed to each other at all. There's nothing left here. There's nothing left here, and I think at the very least, the Queen has made it pretty obvious. This Queen of Wands. And she would be the type who would do that too. She's not going to keep secrets, this Queen of Wands. Because she thinks she likes things a certain way, right? She might be looking at this king like, look, you know, I've invested in this group dynamic. I want to move forward with this group of people, and you got to go. And he's like, I'm not going. I guess we're going to stay together because I'm not going anywhere. And I think this King of Swords that just came out is definitely tied to... There's all the kings that are out here are tied to this King of Cups. I don't think he's talking about his feelings. I think he's keeping things to himself. If there is an ending between these two, it is not something that is openly spoken about. So if you're familiar with the show Friends, now I didn't watch all of the show. It's not like I have binge watched Friends. I probably should. I know it's a good show, but it was the type of show when it was actually on TV back in the day. I would catch an episode here and there, and it was always amusing. You know, pretty decent show. But if you think back, if you're familiar with the show, if any one of those friends or two of them had left the group, the show would have been over. There just wouldn't have been a show. Each one of them played an integral part in that show. They were significant characters. All of them were leading characters in that show. I mean, it was a show about a group of six friends. So any one of them goes, the show's over. And that's what I feel about this to a certain extent. If this king goes, the show's over. This queen goes, the show's over. At the very least, it's going to transform things so that it's not what it used to be. It's going to be unrecognizable in its new form, if it takes on a new form at all. Are you following me, Sagittarius? I'm telling you, it's quite the interesting storyline you got going here, I have to say. We're going to get this last round of cards out for Sagittarius. See if I can't get anything else for you. We have the Knight of Wands. The Hierophant. Six of Pentacles in the upright this time. The Empress. the Lovers in the upright position. Ace of Wands in reverse. Knight of Swords. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles, which came out very last card. So this is my family card. So this definitely could be a family unit, family dynamic, family business, something established. And Ten of Pentacles would be connections and relationships that have had a significant amount of longevity. So again, family unit, the people you've established a Ten of Pentacles with. And that takes time, that takes effort, that takes energy. That doesn't happen overnight. So this connection and whatever occurs because of the demise of this relationship will affect the long-standing relationships within this group dynamic. If this king leaves this group, I think this Queen of Pentacles is trying to prevent this King of Pentacles from leaving this group. And I think she's doing it by, there's something indicating that if things don't come out in the open, if the truth isn't found out, that it would be more damaging to this king than it would be to this Queen of Wands. So in other words, there is something to be said about this queen coming out in the open about her feelings. Maybe she did it first. And somehow that's like calling shotgun when you're running to the car and you want the front seat. Well, I'm gonna tell you what my feelings are about this King of Cups before he tells you what his feelings are, because I'm the one being victimized in the situation, or I'm the, you should feel sorry for me, not for him, because, that kind of thing. It's like calling shotgun. So she's like saving her spot within this group or with these other relationships by calling shotgun, making it known, her standing within this relationship with this king. Somehow speaking up first or making things known first puts this king at a disadvantage because he looks like he's to blame. We have the King of Cups, King of Swords, King of Pentacles all in reverse. This can indicate somebody who is not just lacking in emotions, emotionally unavailable, could be emotionally manipulative, unwilling to commit, someone who doesn't communicate well or doesn't communicate at all, someone who lacks loyalty, responsibility, someone who's unable to provide. This is all this king's energy, but at the same time I get the feeling that this Queen of Pentacles is somehow protecting this king by wanting to be the one to come out and say what she knows about the situation. I strongly believe she's tied to this Queen of Swords. And while there's a lot of shadow energy here that this king, and I'm not going to sit here and try to make excuses for this person. I'm just simply reading the cards. And this could indicate his reputation at this point in time. The fact that all these cards are in reverse. This Queen of Wands being in the position that she's in, this is somebody who is going to voice her opinion. This is somebody who's not going to be shy about how she feels about something. I feel like this person took action to make sure she put herself in an advantageous position with regard to this situation by speaking up first, by telling people her side of the story. Because I don't think this king is talking. which, in this kind of situation, if one person's talking and the other person isn't, especially if the other person has the ability to speak up and give his side or explain his perspective, if he's not doing it, people who are receiving information from the other party, in this case, this Queen of Wands, are obviously going to wonder, okay, well, why aren't we getting the other side of the story? Or maybe he's not speaking up because this Queen of Wands is telling the truth. But I think this Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, is seeing that this is a no-win battle. This is a lose-lose situation if she doesn't take charge and speak up. And not necessarily, I don't think she's picking sides. I don't feel like she's picking sides because the Queen of Pentacles wouldn't do this. The Queen of Swords is just going to tell the truth. She's going to tell it like it is. And if there's some shenanigans going on, she is going to point them out. She hasn't done it yet. She hasn't made any moves yet. So if you're this person, this Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and maybe you're watching this reading trying to figure out, should I go ahead and make this move? Should I go ahead and speak up? Should I say what I know? Should I clear the air? I vote yes. The cards are voting yes. Take this action. Because you can't go wrong if you're on the side of truth. You just cannot. I think this Queen of Pentacles is acting on behalf of the group. Not necessarily this King of Pentacles, although he may benefit from her speaking up. This Queen of Pentacles is also coming out as the Empress. Someone who is going to bring in some balance into the situation. Because whatever's going on in this relationship between this Queen of Wands, King of Cups, is throwing things off balance. And this Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Empress, she's like, you know what? Nah, this is uncomfortable. I don't like it. I'm going to make some change. And the way I'm going to make some change is I'm going to speak the truth. I'm going to get it all out there. I'm going to tell people what they want to know. Because right now we're dealing with this crap. And we're dealing with this crap. And who wants to deal with this? Not me. So, the cards and I, Sagittarius, if you're this Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Empress energy, the cards and I vote yes. So, the universe and I vote yes. Speak up. If you're this King of Pentacles and you're worried about this information coming out, or you're, somehow you've taken a step back, maybe you're not talking because this all makes you so uncomfortable to be talking about your personal business, a relationship gone bad, whatever, and it's just just know that this Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords isn't doing this out of spite, isn't doing this to get anybody back, and this is for this Queen of Wands too. She's taking action on behalf of not just herself, but the other people who are affected by the situation, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it, even though it involves a personal situation. So it's hard for me to say there's no outcome here. I mean, when everything does come to light, there's no cards indicating outcome or what that's going to look like. Just that, we don't know what it's going to look like, but we do know bringing it all out in the open is the right thing to do. How will this look moving forward? Not so sure. it could probably go a number of different ways. But it's the right move to make. And yeah, it's going to affect, emotionally affect some people. It's going to cause a little bit of a stir. It's going to cause a little bit of upheaval. I'm not sure that can be avoided. But it's necessary. It feels like it's necessary. I'm going to take this card. 7 of Cups. 7 of Water, I should say. The 7 of Cups did not show up in your reading. 7 of Cups would be about looking at your options, having questions, maybe feeling confused, maybe feeling like you have too many options, maybe not sure which direction to go. 7 of Cups typically, of course, because they're cups, is associated with emotions and water, connections and relationships. This card does have a little bit of a different meaning. I will read this out of the book for you, and then we're going to wrap this up, Sagittarius. This was a very interesting reading. It's interesting because sometimes I'll get the first couple of rounds out and I get frustrated. You may not see it, but in my head I'm like, shit, what does this stuff mean? And there have been a few times where I've just like, after 2 rounds and I'm like, well, I'm not getting any kind of story. I'll start the video over. I've done that in the past. I've started to try to push through and see what comes out, and I'm usually thankful when I do because things didn't come clear until that 3rd round. And this was a very interesting story, very unique and different story, not one I don't think I've had before. Not one I don't think I've had before. So we've got the 7 of Water. It's about a page long. I'm going to read this for you, Sagittarius, and then we're going to wrap this up. I didn't realize we're at 42 minutes. Yowza. Okay, here we go. The 7 of Water represents letting go and surrendering to the flow of life, and doing so with complete trust and faith. She is about relinquishing control over all relationships and outcomes, and believing that whatever unfolds in the future is what is meant to be. She has worked diligently in the present, imbuing all that she does with her love so as to create a future that will bring what she needs to learn, heal, and grow. Now content and satisfied because she knows she has done everything she can. She lays back to rest, allowing herself to flow in the next moment and task. The need to control others or a situation is born of fear, whether that fear is about losing someone or something we love, of being alone, or is simply a fear or failure, a fear of failure or missing out. We do what we can to maintain the illusion that we have control, but control is only an illusion, even if we would like to believe otherwise. We can make empowered choices and work with due diligence and dedication. We can create with the purest of intentions and be motivated by love, but the outcome we desire will also be influenced by timing, circumstances, and other people, both those close to us and those of whom we have no knowledge. Because of this, we can have only a partial influence and the rest is up to fate. If we try to exert more influence and control, we risk sabotaging our hopes and desires and manifesting an outcome that is vastly different to the ones desired. How do you hold on to water? The future is not fixed. It is fluid and shifting and so vast with infinite possibilities that it cannot be contained. Allow it to be. Detach emotionally, let go of all expectations, and have faith. Don't invest in speculation, what ifs, maybes, worry, or fear. The 7 of Water comes to tell you that it is time to take a deep breath and exhale. If you have set your intentions, are motivated by love, and have done all that is necessary here in the present, then it is time to give yourself permission to relax and let go. Embrace a peaceful, receptive, and flowing state that takes you forward on to the next stage of your journey. Your future is now in the hands of fate. I love this ending. It was perfect, Sagittarius. And I think, honestly, it's probably advice for this Queen of Pentacles, because I feel like I'm reading for her. I think that this is indicating, look, you are motivated out of love and compassion and doing what's right. You are motivated out of being honest and truthful and caring and supportive and nurturing. You're motivated out of knowing what the right move is to make for the sake of all involved. So if you're motivated by these kind of emotions and thoughts and intentions, then you really can't go wrong. I mean, who's to say what the outcome will be? And maybe something will feel bad. Maybe something won't go as perfect or as planned as you thought it would. But if you act from these kind of intentions, then it's time to just sit back and say, okay, Whatever will be, will be. I've done my job, I've done my part, and I've acted from a strong sense of integrity. And that's the best way to act. So Sagittarius, if you're this Queen of Pentacles, I think you're on the right path, and I admire you. I think this is really an interesting story. It sounds difficult. If you're the Queen of Wands and this King, you are involved in a really toxic situation, and things don't feel good, and they probably won't, no matter what. And who can blame you if you're stuck in this right now? It may feel like nothing is going to go your way for a while, but try to see things for what they are. And if you're surrounded by this, then know that the other people surrounding you have your back and care for you and love you, both of you. And so whatever needs to happen should happen, but at the very least, the truth needs to come out. And things need to move forward. And I'm gonna leave it there. So Sagittarius, this felt like a very specific reading as I got further and further into it. So I hope it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe. If you feel like leaving a comment to share your story or give me some feedback, I always appreciate that. So thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you next time, Sagittarius. Take care. Bye.